A 5-year-old boy once dreamt of moon in his hands. He started shedding tears and finally his parents took a hollow ball and muffled it with aluminium foil and accorded it to the child. The child felt blithe and he began manifesting it to everyone and professing that he had moon in his hands. Also, ladies and gentlemen, in 2015, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi said, "I dream of digital India." And today he affirms that India is digital. Both the stories have same theme because he does not know that the product of which he dreamt in 2015 is actually a mere myth that is gleaming from outside but is futile from inside, having no foundation if we go deep inside it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Aryan Sachdeva from Lovely Professional University, here to present my views on the topic Digital India is just a myth. From online recharge on Paytm to paying bills on MobiKwik, from classes on Byju's to education on Unacademy, from chatting on WhatsApp to video calling on Facebook, from banking on Yono SBI to payments on PhonePe, from entertainment on TikTok to diverse platforms like YouTube, from ordering food on Zomato to buying clothes on Flipkart, from online doctors on DocsApp to medicine delivery on NetMeds, from information on Google to navigation on Maps, everything seems to be online. But the question arises, for whom? For whom are these all facilities? These all facilities are just like that aluminium foil that is glimmering from outside, but that shine has no significance at all. Starting with the digital education and online classes, my luminary opponents believe that Unacademy, Byju's, Coursera, Udemy have been doing a great job. No doubt. But I would like to bring your kind of attention towards the report by India Today, in which it said more than 50% of Indian students in rural and urban areas don't have access to internet. Moreover, according to Indian Express, the study conducted by child rights body CRY, 94% of the surveyed children, 94% in 4 states, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, did not have access to smartphones or the internet for online education. Now, moving towards the financial aspect of Digital India, some elite people believe that if they are using Google Pay to buy a chocolate, it means that India is digital. But according to The Hindu, in 2020, the transaction volume share in India stood at 15.6%, just 15.6% for instant payments, while paper-based payments had a considerable share of 61.4%. Now let me take you towards the most filthy side of Digital India campaign, that is cybercrimes. According to Business Today, India reported 11.8% jump in cybercrimes in 2020 as stated by National Crime Records Bureau data, which included online banking frauds, OTP frauds, credit debit card frauds and cases related to ATM. Also, according to Kaspersky's telemetry, the total number of brute force attacks against remote desktop protocol RDP, or I should say cyber attacks, jumped from 1.3 million in February 2020 to 9.04 million in February 2021. With all these figures, I would like to ask my worthy opponents, is this your Digital India? Is this the Digital India that PM Modi dreamt of? Towards the end, with all these facts and figures, ladies and gentlemen, I firmly believe that providing internet developments from 2G to 5G is not required to make India digital. But what required is to provide devices to those poor people who use those internet services who cannot afford to buy them. Opening Jan Dhan bank accounts and giving debit cards to poor is not required to make Digital India. What is required is to provide them knowledge of using those debit cards and promulgate awareness on cyber crimes. So ladies and gentlemen, now I am pretty sure that you too agree with me that Digital India as of now is just a myth and will remain the same until and unless we change our policies. Thank you and have a nice day.